I found out my business account was wiped clean. My family siphoned off $75,000 the night before my wedding. My brother smirked. Your fiancé's probably stepping out on you anyway. Who'd want a worthless nobody like you? We just took what you owed us. My mom chuckled. At least draining your account finally gave you some purpose. My dad snarled. This is all you're good for, bankrolling our lives. I forced a grin and said, enjoy it while it lasts. That night, I shut everything down, locked every asset, called in their debts, and reported the theft. Now they're floundering, leaving frantic voicemails. The bank's taking everything. Mom's meds. We can't pay for them. We'll lose the house, please. This is just the beginning. The real game hasn't even kicked off. So I never imagined I'd be sharing something like this, but I guess everyone says that when their family pulls something totally deranged, haha. It all started Wednesday night, not even the big day. I was up late, barely slept, just ticking off last-minute wedding tasks. My fiancée Emily wanted me to triple-check the seating chart. She's a stickler for details. I'm not. I figured I'd swing by the venue early to sort it out. No big deal. Around 8 a.m. Thursday, I got a strange text from the equipment rental guy about a failed payment. Didn't raise alarms at first. Maybe I fat-fingered the card number or the bank flagged a large charge. Then he calls, says the payment didn't just fail, it bounced. That made no sense. I keep that account locked down, separate from personal funds, and nobody else has access, for good reason, as you'll see. I checked the banking app just to be sure. It wasn't just low, it was gutted. Like $75,000 vanished. Not a random charge or a few thousand, the whole thing. I'm parked in a lot staring at my phone, racking my brain for the past week. No odd charges, no one should have the details. I dig into the transactions. There's a string of transfers, not even hidden, spread out over 48 hours. All to familiar names. Linda, my mom, Kyle, my brother, and Frank, my dad. Split up like they thought no one would notice if you didn't look hard. Thing is, this isn't their first stunt, just the biggest. Growing up, Kyle always thought I was the golden child. Total myth. It just meant I was stuck cleaning up their messes more. Bills, bailouts, you name it, I was the go-to. They'd guilt me with lines like, you ate extra pizza in high school, so you owe us for the water bill now. No one spelled it out, but the vibe was clear. I owed them for existing. Dad would say I was only good for picking up the tab. Kyle's been salty since he flunked out of college and I didn't. Mom always backed him up, easier for her. But this was next level. I called Kyle first since his name was on the biggest transfer. He answers, sounding half asleep, and just cackles when I ask what's up. Says, should have guarded your stuff better. I tell him this isn't a joke. It's for the wedding and my business. He hits me with the usual. Emily's too good for you. Probably cheating. You're a loser. We just took what we deserved. Same old garbage, just meaner. I hang up and head to my parents' place. I didn't plan what to say. I just wanted to see their faces. Linda opens the door, acting like she's busy with dishes. Tells me to wipe my shoes like it's a normal day. I walk in. Frank's at the table, scrolling his phone. Kyle's there, munching toast, not even looking up. I ask point blank where my money went. No one plays dumb. Linda says it's about time I contributed something worthwhile. Draining your account finally made you useful. Kyle snickers, says he hopes Emily ditches me. Who'd want a failure like you? Frank mutters. Your only worth is funding us. Like I'm their personal cash machine. I just stare for a second. I wasn't expecting remorse, but this? I snap a bit, shove Kyle, and his toast hits the floor. He lunges back, yelling. Mom's shouting at us to stop acting like kids. Frank slams his chair into the wall, says he's done with the theatrics. I tell them if they think this is over, they're in for a surprise. Linda laughs, says I'll get over it like always. Kyle's got this smug grin. Frank tells me to leave unless I'm covering dinner too. I say, enjoy it while it lasts, and walk out. Linda slams the door so hard it rattles. First time she's shown that much energy in years. Driving back, I'm replaying every time they've pulled this. It's always been like this. Every step forward, they yank me back. Kyle's obsessed with one-upping me, or at least dragging me down. Linda loves her guilt trips. I'm the easy target. Frank just needs someone to blame for his miserable life. I was never a person to them, just a resource. I get home, Emily's texting about the florist. She doesn't know what's happening, and I can't tell her yet. I won't let them ruin her day or the wedding. I'm not panicking, just furious. Done playing their game. They want to treat me like an ATM? Fine. Last time. I've got a plan. I won't spill it here, but if you want an update, let me know. They're laughing now, but they won't be for long. So, the next morning, I wake up to Kyle posting a tacky meme on Instagram about easy cash with a stack of bills in his story, not even trying to hide it. I screenshot it and move on. I'm done letting them get under my skin. I go full lockdown mode. No breakfast, just my phone, making calls. First, I secure every account with my name, joint or solo. Change passwords, freeze payments. I call the bank, report unauthorized transfers without giving too much away. They say they'll investigate, which I don't expect much from, but it stops more money from vanishing. Then I start thinking about all the times I've bailed them out. Covered Kyle's phone bill for months, paid for Linda's meds as her emergency contact. Why make it easy for them? I log into the medical portal, remove myself from her prescription alerts, call the pharmacy, say I'm not covering anything without my signature. Not illegal, just not my burden anymore. I text a few of their acquaintances, not even close friends, just group chat types, and casually mention I'm done footing their bills. No details, just enough to stir the pot. You can feel the whispers starting. People don't want to pick up someone else's tab. Their Facebook friends start going quiet, no more likes or heart emojis. Linda calls twice that morning, straight to voicemail. Kyle calls at lunch, whining that he can't pay for anything, and it's my fault. I tell him to sort it out himself and hang up as he starts insulting me. He texts a screenshot of his bank app. 0 balance. I send a thumbs up. He calls again. I let it ring. Linda tries 3 more times, Frank once. Ignored. I start listing every debt they owe me. Stuff I'd forgotten, like Kyle's tire repair last year, or when I paid their electric bill after a shutoff notice. I text each one. Hey, you owe me for this. Let me know when you're paying up. Linda sends crying emojis. Kyle says he'll pay me when pigs fly. Frank doesn't reply. I contact their utility company, landlord, and phone provider, anywhere I'm listed as a backup. Tell them I'm not responsible for their bills. Take my name off. No yelling, just done. It feels good. Meanwhile, I'm keeping it together for the wedding. Emily's mom drops off table decor, asks if I'm okay since I look like I'm ready to break something. I say it's just wedding stress. Half true. Emily notices I'm glued to my phone but doesn't push. I'm not dumping this on her before the big day. The real chaos hits that night. Linda calls, screaming that the pharmacy won't fill her meds without upfront payment. I tell her to ask Frank. I'm not her wallet. She hangs up. Kyle texts that his card got declined at a gas station, says I've wrecked everything. I send back his easy cash meme. He blocks me. Frank shows up at my place around 8 p.m., banging on the door. I open it but block him from coming in. He shoves me. I shove back. He rants about family loyalty and how I'm letting everyone down. I tell him to leave. He slaps the door frame, mutters I'll regret this, and kicks over my trash can on his way out. Later, I see 11 missed calls, 3 from Linda, the rest split between Kyle and Frank. Linda leaves 2 voicemails sobbing about how I'm killing her. Kyle sends a rant about how I was always the favorite and now I'm showing my true self. Frank just texts one word: betrayer. I start to feel a twinge of guilt, but then I remember their laughs in my face yesterday. I'm not doing this for drama. I just want them to get it. I'm not their safety net anymore. If you want an update, let me know. I've got more planned, and they're about to learn I'm not their doormat anymore. Okay, the weirdest thing yet. Linda posts this sappy Facebook status about family betrayal and kids forgetting who raised them, tagging half her friends but not me. Kyle shares it with some edgy caption about cutting out snakes. Frank comments something about real men provide for their parents. I didn't respond, just let it sit there. Her friends comment, stay strong, and kids these days are so ungrateful. I stay out of it, but it sets the stage for what's coming. Saturday morning, Kyle starts blowing up my phone. Not just texts, but calls, which he never does unless he's desperate. He's mad, says I've ruined his plans because he can't pay his phone bill. Then he flips, blaming Linda for making it about her. Apparently, she ran to their Aunt Karen crying that I'm abandoning her. Karen messages me on Facebook, asking if I need to take a breather. I tell her they stole $75,000 from me and I'm done paying their way. She goes quiet, then says she hopes we sort it out. Sure. Then I start getting texts from random family friends, people I see once a decade, asking if I really stole from my parents. Linda's been spinning tales, making it sound like I held them up. I just reply, ask them where the money went. Shuts most of them up, but it's exhausting. People eat up drama over truth. Emily notices I've muted her family's group chats and asks if my mom's still upset about the catering menu. I almost laugh. Just say family's messy. She lets it go. She's distracted by her own cousin's breakup drama. I'm not hiding this forever, just keeping it from spilling into her family's vibe. Around noon, Kyle shows up at my place, buzzing like a maniac. He's pissed, says Linda's a wreck, and Frank's smashing things in the shed. He's convinced I'm destroying their lives if I don't fix it. I tell him they did this themselves. He throws his phone. It bounces off the wall, hits the door frame. I say if he breaks anything, he's paying. He shoves me. I push back. He swings, clips my arm. I shove him out, tell him he's not welcome. He calls me a selfish prick and slams the door so hard a frame falls off the wall. I toss it on the couch, not even mad, just done. Linda starts with the guilt texts. A selfie with an empty pill bottle, like I'm supposed to rush to the pharmacy. I reply, "Still got my money?" She goes silent, then sends a sad emoji. I block her for the day. Frank tries calling, leaves no message. Karen calls, says I'm causing a scene. I ask if she's paying their rent. She hangs up. By Monday, it's getting real. Their landlord calls me, payment bounced, and Linda gave him my number as backup. I say it's not my problem. He gives them until Friday before fees kick in. Kyle's ex texts, says he tried borrowing cash from her, claiming I cut the family off. I tell her he's not good for it. She thanks me, blocks him. Linda's card club buddy, Martha, messages me, says Linda's dodging calls and too ashamed to show up. I suggest she ask Linda why, then log off. It's wild how fast people back off when you stop being the dependable one. Frank tried pawning a watch I got him years ago. My cousin sends me a photo of it in the shop. I just reply, "Hope it sells." I don't care. The bank sends a letter about irregularities on old joint accounts from when I still helped them. Those funds are frozen now. I text Linda to stop touching anything with my name. She replies, "Why?" I don't answer. Emily's mom corners me at the rehearsal dinner, says my mom called her, crying about me abandoning the family. She asks if we need a ride to the airport for the honeymoon. I say we're good. She gives me a look, then just pats my arm and leaves. She knows better than to dive in. The next day, more voicemails. Linda sobbing about her meds, Kyle yelling about his life falling apart, Frank just breathing heavily before hanging up. No apologies, just noise. Karen messages, says Linda's health is failing and can't I be the bigger person? I say I've been the bigger person for 30 years, it's their turn. She says she's sorry I feel that way. I start telling people the truth when they ask, just the facts. Some believe me, some don't. My cousin Frank, not my dad. Yeah, family names are a mess. Says he always knew they treated me wrong, but stayed out of it. I say, well, it's your business now. Frank Sr. hasn't called, except one voicemail saying, "You'll pay for this," then silence. Typical. I'm not done. They wanted to bleed me dry. Now they're feeling the squeeze. Their friends vanish when the cash does. If you want more, I'll update after the wedding, or if they pull something crazier. They've got tricks, so do I. Final update. All right, it's been a bit, but I promised the fallout. Didn't think it'd get this wild, but here we are. Nothing with these people is ever simple or clean. First, Linda drops this melodramatic Facebook post about storms of life and kids betraying you for money, tagging half her contact list, but not me. Kyle reposts with some wannabe profound quote about weeding out traitors. Frank comments about real sons taking care of their parents. I didn't read it all, just scrolled by. They're not fixing anything, just fishing for sympathy. The voicemails keep coming. Linda's weeping, Kyle's cursing, Frank's silent except one where he's slamming things around. Karen calls, says Linda's holed up at home and can't I just let it go because family's family? I tell her if she cares so much she can cover their rent. She hangs up. The bank stuff spirals fast. Freeze everything, stop paying, and it's like dominoes. Linda texts a novel about the bank seizing their stuff and her meds being unaffordable. Kyle leaves a voicemail threatening to sue, saying his car's getting repossessed. Frank tries showing up at my place again. I don't open the door. He bangs for a bit, then sits on the steps, head down, before kicking my mailbox and leaving. A neighbor says Linda tried selling old jewelry for rent but got pennies. Kyle asked Karen for a loan. Got told to get a job. Frank's been hitting up his bowling buddies for cash, but no one's biting. Some of their friends unfriend me on Facebook, but I don't care. Most just share Linda's post and move on. I finally tell Emily everything after she sees me dodge Linda's call. She listens, quiet, then asks if I'm okay. I say I'm fine, just done being a doormat. She hugs me, says she's proud I stood up. We laugh about getting hate mail from Linda for a decade, but whatever. The wedding goes off without a hitch. No one from my side shows. Linda texts during the ceremony. Couldn't even wait a day. But I mute my phone. Emily's family party's until midnight. I end up playing Mario Kart with her cousins in the hotel lobby. Best night in ages. Post-honeymoon, I come back to more voicemails. Linda crying about the house, Kyle threatening to go viral. With what? Frank just grunting. Karen calls, says I should be the bigger man. I say I've moved on. They should too. The real gut punch for them was Linda texting me a photo of her old wedding dress saying she'll sell it to stay afloat. I reply, hope it's worth more than you thought I was. She doesn't respond. They lost the house, moved to a tiny rental. Kyle's crashing with a coworker, whining on Facebook daily. Frank's gone quiet. Linda sends occasional guilt texts. I ignore or block them. Some folks at the store give me dirty looks, Or I get random Facebook messages from people buying Linda's story thinking I'm a monster. I'd rather be hated for having a spine than loved for being a pushover. Frank's last text was just, "Don't come back. I won't." If you're thinking about setting boundaries with toxic family, it's messy. People pick sides. You might lose more than you expect, but you stop living for people who'd never do the same. I'm not giving them another shot. They had enough. Thanks for reading my chaos. I'll update if anything wild happens. But for now, I'm done. If this story hit home, please like, share, and follow for more real-life drama. Your support keeps these stories coming. Thanks for reading, and catch you in the next one.